Hey guys, it's Kenny with the Coin Shop Podcast, and today we have a special treat. We've got Ron Drzewucki from CAC Grading live on the show. Please listen in.
And just maybe some advice from the old sage over here, like in terms of grading fresh coins, all your years in a grading room, what have you seen the best results in terms of fresh coins when it comes to grading first time through?
I think that when you're grading and you become a professional grader, you actually reset every coin. So if someone has a spectacular coin after a coin that was cleaned or polished, it doesn't matter. And I think that the dealers think that there's more of lining the coins up in a way or structuring them in a way. I reset after I grade every coin. So each coin has the best chance of getting the benefit of the doubt and the highest grade just by resetting. And when I teach the young graders how to grade, I tell them the same thing. So I think the dealers put a lot more emphasis into setting coins up that it doesn't need to be. They just need to buy nice coins.
Yeah. Okay. So there's no secret sauce, no magic Jack Hertzberg setup that's gonna get the mindset of the grader to start thinking along a certain line.
No. And the dealers have thought that it has been that way for years, and it's not.
So you know that Miles was with us for a couple of years. At the end of his once he resigned with NGC, he was kind of worked for Blake and I and Matthew for a little bit.
Sure.
I drilled his ass on that stuff, and he either he signed like a blood oath or he was pretty dead serious because he was like,
Yeah.
You guys are all nuts, and y'all have all made this up in your head because that does not exist in the grading
Yeah,
room.
he did say that.
That's true. It's something that when you're outside of the grading room, you think that it's, if you do this, 2 + 6 + 8
Right.
equals whatever. It's
Right.
it's not. It's
Watch
every
this.
coin we reset and just grade the coin and, start fresh the next coin.
And this is coming from none other than the
Right.
the new president of CACG Grading, Ron Drzewucki. Welcome. Glad to have you here.
Thanks for having me, guys.
So let's tell us a little bit about your last 2.5 years at CACG. How have they been, and what are some of the challenges, and what does 2024 look like?
Well, when we started this and, I talked to John about 2.5 years ago, we really wanted to make John's vision come to a grading company where we were holding the coins and not stickering other people's product. And that vision is CAC Grading. And John agreed that why sticker someone else's product when we can just grade the coins correct the first time. Plus, the other thing is, when you used to sticker coins for other services, you'd have to send it to the other service, then you'd have to pay the shipping back, then you'd have to pay the shipping it to CAC to get the sticker on, and then the shipping back again. So the cost was, it wasn't really in the dealer's favor. So by doing the grading service, it really cuts the cost and gets the grade right the first time.
Sure. What are some of the feedback that you've been hearing in terms of first time graders? So like when I send coins in to CACG for the first time, if let's just say for instance I buy a fresh deal over the counter, we send it in fresh. I'm generally happy with the results and you're right. It saves us a lot of time from having to send it to either PCGS or NGC, pay shipping back and forth, get the coin back in, send it for sticker. You've got your fingers crossed, right? Hopefully,
Right.
You're hoping to get as many stickers as possible, right?
Right.
Why not just cut the head off the snake and go straight to the source?
Yeah, it's a lot of time, a lot of money, like you said. So
Made a lot of sense. Well, more importantly, just time, right? Because, these coins are a lot of times market sensitive and, not everybody has money to build this huge inventory or reserve of coins, right? So a little bit about yourself. You've been a professional numismatist since 1984.
Yeah, I've started out when I was, very young. I was fortunate that I grew up in St. Louis and had a great coin shop, and the owner of the coin shop took me under his wing and actually sold me my first 6-figure deal when I was 16 years old, and really was amazing and wanted to turn me into someone that was, recognized in the industry and was kind enough to do it. It's actually, I'd actually like to say thanks to him. It was Jay from Scotchman Coins, just really great guy, and wanted to help young numismatists build a career in this business. So that's kind of how I got started.
Okay, we say it a lot on the show that we love the young numismatists because they are the future of the hobby. And if we're not out there trying to find ways to give to instill confidence
Right.
and to create opportunities for some of these younger guys to get into this hobby and then turn it into a business, there's a lot of business to be done out there in the rare coin business. And share some of your experience as a young guy trying to break into the business.
It's really, when you're a young guy, you're not to, bring up your father, but your father was kind enough when I was asked him any question, whatever I wanted to know. All these guys, when you showed an interest, really made sure that they worked with you, treated you with respect, and were really very kind. And so anytime I wanted to show someone a coin, ask them a grade, they would explain the grade, tell me why. And I ran into people like John Albanese, people like Mark Salzberg, John Mabin, and they were all very kind with their time and wanted to make sure that if you had the potential that they would really help you become a world-class grader.
Yeah. I mean, for the next generation, that's all you can ask for, right? To help teach. And that's something that I know that you've been working on. You did summer seminar.
Right.
We do it with customers. That's how we build all of our customers, right, in the store.
But through interns, right? And you take a couple of young kids that really show an interest, whose
Right.
parents will bring them in every weekend. You're like, hey, you want to come hang out and sort some weed cents? And then you come to find out that some of these kids are really sharp.
No, they're
right?
super sharp, and that's
We've got about 4 young guys at CAC Grading that were actually doing the same thing. And the fact that they get to sit with John Albanese, and John will walk them through coin by coin and explain the fabric of the coin, the luster, the brilliance, what he's seen in the past. I mean, it's just pretty
awesome.
amazing. And they're always pretty surprised that he's, so easy to work with, and that they can approach him and ask him any question, and he just wants to help them. And I do the same, and John Butler does the same. So we're going to have a really talented young staff coming out of here.
Well,
That's awesome.
I hope that they can truly understand that how invaluable that is.
Right.
That's what a great position for those guys to be in. I hope they feel very lucky.
right. Am I young enough, you think, to sign up for that? Yeah. I mean, I'm.
So yesterday they talked about, or I say yesterday, but on the release, the Dinger, on the podcast, they mentioned that they were breaking news that CAC was coming out and starting to grade in banknotes and things, which we already uncovered a long time ago, right?
Right. Yeah. No. I remember when we had this discussion, and it was with the right people backing it, with the CAC grading standard that CAC grading has, that they would definitely venture into other collectibles with the right staff.
Is that something you looked at doing?
We talked about that right from the beginning, and John really wants to find world-class experts and wants to. Why should coins be the only place that everybody gets the right grade the first time, and the collectible has got the integrity of CAC behind it? Why not currency, or even whatever collectible, baseball cards, or they should have someone with John's integrity or my integrity behind it, or the CAC investors that all believe in doing the right thing. I think it's really important to make sure that all the collectibles have that. And John's vision was to spread it out to many different fields.
Yeah.
Right. Is one of your goals as president, and I'm not trying to put words in your mouth here, but I've seen some advertisements lately about Modern, and I feel like Modern's so popular, and it's something that everybody can collect. It's a low price point. You get a big, nice, beautiful coin in terms of a silver eagle or a proof silver eagle. Is that something that you guys look into doing a little bit more in 2024 and beyond?
Well, I think that the people that collect Modern, they get this, they need to enjoy the same luxury that people collect rare coins, and getting a coin that's graded accurately and correct. And I don't think that that's been commonplace, because of, they try to get the 70s close enough, but I don't believe close enough is good enough. Sure. I think that we can do a better job. And as you know, industry norm has been anything from 64 to 65 to 69 gets slotted in that 9 holder. And I don't really think that's fair to the collector. I think that we need to grade the coin for what it is and put it in that holder. If it's a 67, then it needs to be in a 67 holder. And CAC has started with a clean slate of doing it the right way, of grading the coin for, what it is. So our modern program, I think, is going to really bring in a new era of collectors, because people are going to want to buy 69 coins because they're accurately graded. And I think that there's going to be a market on 69 coins where before, since they were slotting everything in that 69 category, no one really wanted them because they weren't accurately graded. Well, we're doing it different. People are buying our 69s. They want our 69s and they want our 70s because they're accurately graded. So we're changing the way it's been done for the better, just like CAC always does.
So, so then I guess it's fair to say that 9s will be, in terms of CACG, will be more sought after because it's going to be a lot harder to garner that grade. And I think, like you said before, in some other cases, you would see 69s are just kind of like everything else that falls underneath the sun, right? Unless it's just like crazy, just like right in your face spotting or major hit or clash or something of that nature. So that would mean that CACG 69s, that will be its own market then.
Right.
I think it will be, and I think people are going to want to collect and put together 9 sets, and I know they already are, because the 9s that we're making, people want more, and we can't produce them because the coins don't meet the quality. So, we need people to send more coins to make 9s because people are putting sets together already.
So can you describe that line in terms of grading, just to maybe for our audience?
Sure. I think, a 9 has got like maybe a struck through or something that's keeping it out of that 70 category. It's got the great eye appeal, but maybe it's a little soft on the strike, not to make a 70. And it really is what you would consider a 9 in a vintage coin. It's actually, you look at it and it's there is no perfect coin, but the 9 category should be a just miss 70 or not make that grade. And then we should use 8s, 7s, and 6s and the other grades. So people are looking at the coin when they see them in the holder. They're really fantastic coins.
Does CACG have, and forgive my ignorance because I haven't personally really graded a lot of bulk. Is there, what are the min grades? Are there min grade rules in modern?
No, we just grade the coins for what they are. Okay. John Albanese was just walking by, so let me call him in here and you can get John's take on it too. He just happens to be walking by, so awesome. This is perfect.
That's cool. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, John, come on in. Hold on 1 second.
What we got here?
What do we got here?
I think you know what we have here. This chair is very warm.
He's been on the hot seat for sure.
Lucky you.
John, happy holidays.
How are you? Thank you.
Good.
Doing great. Go ahead.
Is Uncle Danny there somewhere?
Uncle Danny's floating around. We saw him. We saw him earlier. Yeah, he knew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he knew we were doing a podcast, so he kind of skedaddled because he doesn't want to hear Uncle Danny.
Right.
All, so.
Yeah, he doesn't want to hear the Uncle Dan. I offered him a chair.
Yeah, I hear you.
We were actually just talking to Ronnie about the difference in, let's say maybe a PRN 69 versus the line on a CACG 69. Any shed any light to that?
Well, I can't say anything really positive about. I'm going to speak positively about us, but we actually look at the modern coins. We have a team here, and I've graded modern coins for several hours, but I hear the collaboration back and forth all day, and they really put a lot into grading a coin 69. It's not just, it's not a 70, put it in the 69 pile. That's not how we do it. So, I really can't add much to it. I'm not the modern expert, but I do know that there's a lot of work goes into it.
Well, I think just by the command of premium that the 69s are bringing right now on the market should tell you a lot about how you guys are grading them. So I think really the work speaks for itself, right?
I would assume so. Again, I'm not. I've been told that the market does appreciate our 69s, so that's a good thing. I was speaking to someone the other day who because I know the 70s in some cases, like in the early 90s, can bring out fortune, but a 69 set of Silver Eagles is still a pretty neat set for it. It seems very affordable.
Sure. I haven't looked at pops recently, but I think last time I looked, I think there was 1 or 2 95 proofs and 70 deep cam that were graded by CACG. So 69s would obviously still garner a really, I see a lot of 69s on the market that don't look like 69s to me.
Yeah.
The CACG coins are definitely, the coins look really nice in the holders. Again, John, you and I have had this conversation about CACG coins in general, how great they look in the holder. They really do. I haven't heard anyone argue that. The coins look amazing in the holder. So a 69 set is going to look lustrous. It's going to be, all the coins are going to have a nice, even look, well struck. But we didn't talk much about 70s, Ron. So can you, how stringent, and I guess I know the answer, but I'd like to hear it from the grading room. How stringent are we on 70s, and what does it have to be?
Exceptional eye appeal, strike, not struck throughs. It can't have any bag marks. It's got to be really stand up to like 5 power magnification, where it's just a beautiful coin.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah, there's that. So how close is the working relationship between you and John?
I don't think it could be any closer.
It looks very close from here. No, it's awesome.
we talk about 5 times a day when he's not here.
Yeah.
You guys are definitely in the trenches and been doing some great work over there.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome to see. And not to get too far off the reservation, but what about signed labels and custom labels as it comes to modern? Is that something that we're going to come to expect from CACG in the future?
Sure. I think John should talk about the founders label, because he helped come up with it, with the 150 partners being able to sign the label. You want to talk to them about that?
Yeah, we just finalized the artwork, so it's our members. Some of it there'll probably wind up being a dozen or so of our founders that wish to sign labels, and that opportunity is open to them. So we do have, it's in the queue right now with the artwork, and I think they're probably done, aren't they?
Yeah, they are done.
Yeah, they are finished. So I think we printed up 40,000 of them for the first print.
Oh wow! Are we able to maybe get a sneak peek at that artwork?
Absolutely, yeah, sure.
That'd be cool.
I think Blake has them, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I think Blake. You can ask Blake.
Okay.
Do you know Blake Duncan?
I don't know. We'll
Yeah. I'll text him.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
So 2024 outlook from CACG in general, is there anything you can tell us about? What are you guys bullish on? You guys had some time now to grade coins, both vintage and both modern. What are some of the things? Where did you guys hit your head, and where are we going to look at into next year?
I think that we've got everything set now. In the beginning, parts was a little bit difficult to get because we were running behind on parts, but we've got all the cores were set with the holders. Everything's perfect, and we're ready to hit the ground running. And I think the one thing that we're going to do in 2024 is make it a little bit more friendly for the smaller dealers, to where they'll be able to submit where a lot of the fresh collections come. So I think that we're going to open it up and really try to help the entire coin business.
It's awesome. Yeah. No, I can just speak for some of the customers in our store. There's a line of people that want to send in 2024. I know that I can think of.
But those submissions are open now, aren't they?
They're open. Yeah. So
they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the influx of coins versus the dealers.
Well, it's interesting. We find that the grassroots dealers are pleased. You speak to Liz Coggins of the world, and they deal with collectors. They're happy. They're submitting coins. The grading is tough, but they're getting strong prices. And we do see a bit of a backlash, even perhaps a boycott of some of the crackout guys. But that was to be expected. I went through this at NGC in 87, 88, and with CAC and stickering, and it'll come around when, the market rewards our product, but, we're not here for the crack out dealer, quite frankly, even though they are some of the largest customers. We prefer to have 100 solid customers that own coin shops and boutique dealers, as opposed to 2-3 mega, submitters, cracking coins out all day. So we've picked our essentially, like, our business plan is to really hit the grade coins for the collector. Really, we're not ignoring the submitter. We want to give them a fair grade, but if there's a toss up on a coin, we always ask ourselves, will we sell it to our neighbor? Will we sell it to our brother? That's how we want our coins to be, and we want to put a product out there for companies like yourselves, reputable companies are, are actually happy to buy the coins back, as opposed to, oh, gee, this guy wants to sell. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
Buy back. Take his calls. So we've all been there. We've all been in the business, and we want to put out a product to where you guys are proud to handle it, and you're happy to buy it back. So that's the point. So you can't make everybody happy. It's not going to make the Krakow dealer happy, but quite frankly, that's not why we're here.
So what do you say to the Krakow guys when they do call and basically share their displeasure with you?
Tell them no. We're going to grade the coins the way they need to be graded, and we're not. That's not our business model. If a Krakow guy wants to submit 1,000 coins and wants to grade a different standard, we're not going to do it. It's not what we're here for.
Yeah, I often use I think there's an old Chinese proverb, and the ones that are literate, I just say, hey, listen, there's a Chinese proverb. It is essentially drinking poison to quench your thirst. So, okay, wow, you got a 64 into a 66 holder. Now, of course, it's not in their inventory. They're not proud of it. It's not in their showcase. They want to sell it immediately. They just want to get rid of it, the hot potato. But that's the kind of coin. Okay, you got an upgrade, but now you have a 66 out there that shouldn't be a 66 holder, and it's going to drag everything else down around it. And it might be satisfying to make that quick hit, but it may have devalued 20 or 30 other 66s out there. So, the point is, it's a perfect, I think, analogy of drinking poison and quench your thirst. It's a short-term gain, but essentially, long-term, it's a cancer for the business, in my opinion. I take a very hard line on this, as you know.
Sure.
And I'm probably and Ron as well. We're probably in the minority, but that's the way we're going to do it. So, if they don't like it, they can take their business elsewhere. That's okay with us.
Sure.
I also think that our product is bringing such strong prices where some of those Krakow guys could send the coins in, get a lower grade, and be happier, having the coin graded accurately and getting a stronger price.
And that'll be up to the collectors to decide. And I think they are in some auctions. I've seen a lot of CACG product bringing way over what normal money is, and it's been pretty consistent, especially in October. October, I think. And I saw some really, really crazy prices. But again, the coins from the appearance, they did merit a hefty premium. And that's what we've been seeing in our own store. That's what we've been seeing on our own website, is that the CACG coins in total are bringing just a heavier premium. And you're not getting any, there's no kickback. There's no fuss.
So the modern coins are doing the same thing because of the higher standard. They're bringing a higher premium, and people are running out of the coins, and they're sending more because they're getting so much more for the coins in the modern because their coins are graded accurately. So it's really working in both, vintage and modern.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I just recently heard that there was some demand issues in being able to get more CACG modern. So that's obviously a testament to what you guys are doing in the grading room. Yeah. So I would say kudos to standing tall on that. That's awesome.
Thank you. 2024 is going to be really exciting, and we're going to see some huge growth. And I think that as we allow dealers in, and we've been allowing and opening up the list and, really getting dealers in as quickly as possible, I think we're going to see some huge demand from collectors. And I think it's really going to be an amazing year in 24.
Well, we definitely look forward to it. Thank you very much both for your time, John. Thanks for popping in. And Ron, thank you so much.
Good seeing you.
Congratulations on being named president. And guys, good luck in 2024. Happy holidays.